people today. They could spend half their lives over 50. That's a lot of living. So it helps to have a wise friend and fierce defender in your corner. A friend like AARP. So your health lives longer.
This is just slow-mo karate?
Just slow-mo karate.
Your money lives longer.
I just bought that.
I just sold that.
And your happiness lives longer. That's why the younger you are, the more you need AARP. Join today.
Hello, my name is Teresa Collins, and I am an Executive Council member for AARP Illinois. AARP, a nonprofit, nonpartisan member organization, has been working to promote the health and well-being of older Americans for more than 60 years. AARP Illinois is proud to represent all those who are 50 plus in Illinois and our 1.7 million members. And we thank you for the opportunity to be your wise friend and fierce defender. Our mission is to enhance the quality of life for all as we age, leading positive social change and delivering value to members through advocacy, service, and information. At AARP, we know that staying fit is one of the pillars of healthy living, and we want to help you on your fitness journey. Physical activity can boost memory, improve thinking, and even lower dementia risk. It's not too late to start. AARP is proud to offer today's virtual event to start or continue you on your fitness journey. Have a wonderful class and enjoy.
Thank you for joining us today for the AARP and SSP Sit to Fit class. I am Mark. I'll be your instructor for today. We're going to go ahead and start off with our warm-up, just starting off nice and gradual with some yes nods, just rocking our head back and forward. From there, we're going to go ahead and get into some side-to-side head tilts. And from there, we're going to get into some no turns, turning our head side to side. From there, we're going to go ahead and start rolling our shoulders backwards, doing some shoulder shrugs. Up and back. From there, we're going to switch directions and roll our shoulders forward. And once we're done with those, we're going to go ahead and start with our side reaches, going side to side. We're going to be working our way head to toe today. From there, we're going to go ahead and roll our wrists. And then we're going to go ahead and switch directions. Once we get done with those, we're going to go ahead and work on some seated good mornings. From there, we're going to go ahead and first work on our side steps. It's up and out to the side. And from there, we're going to go ahead and work on some seated marching. Making sure that I'm picking up the opposite foot of the arm that I am moving. As you'll notice, as my left leg comes up or right leg comes up, the opposite arm moves. And to finish out, we're going to do one short burst of fast feet. Starting now, just moving your feet as fast as you can. And we'll go ahead and give that a bit of a break. Today we're going to start off working with our ball. And the first exercise we're going to do is taking this ball out in front of ourselves, lowering it down, and going up in front of ourselves and up overhead if we can. Making sure we keep a nice, good grip on the ball as we go. And we'll give that a bit of a break. Next, we're going to go ahead and hold the ball in front of ourselves. We're going to squeeze in, pushing with the palms of our hands. I'm not clenching down with my fingers. I'm actually keeping them extended to the best of my ability while I squeeze in against this ball. Last but not least, we're going to squeeze in and hold. Keeping those fingers straight if you can. And giving that a bit of a break. Next, we're going to go ahead and set this ball between our knees, squeeze in. Once we've done that, we're going to give it a little bit of a break. We're going to go ahead and set the ball down between our feet and keeping our feet moving at the same time, kicking them out in front of ourselves while holding the ball. If you can't do this while holding the ball, just work on kicking one or both legs out in front of you. Once we've done that, we'll give that a little bit of a break. Now I'm going to take the ball in one hand, reach up overhead, and as I bring one arm up, I'm going to bring the other one up, bring my hands together, each side and back down. Just working on passing the ball off from one hand to the other, overhead or in front of ourselves. If you can't do this, just pass the ball to yourself in front of your body, side to side, keeping the arms as straight as you can. We'll give that one a bit of a break. What we'll go ahead and do next is we're going to be passing the ball in front of ourselves and then back behind ourselves and around just like so. We're going to go ahead and start off counterclockwise, and then we'll move to clockwise. So that means right hand to left hand and back around. And we're going to go ahead and switch directions. And we'll give that one a bit of a break. From there, we're going to go ahead and set down our ball. And we're going to go ahead and pick up our handy dandy band. And if you're like me and you need to untangle it, go ahead and do so. First exercise we're going to start off with is dropping this around our knees, crisscross applesauce underneath, and bringing the band's handles out to each side. From there, we're going to go ahead and push our knees apart. We're going to go ahead and give that a bit of a break, untangling the knees, taking the band in front of ourselves, just like so, and working on some pull aparts. I want to have the band at chest level right out in front of myself, with my hands starting at about a bicycle handlebars width apart. And we're going to go ahead and give that a bit of a break. What we're going to go ahead and do next is put this band underneath one foot, and we're going to use the other foot to keep it in place by keeping it off to the side. And we're just going to work on some rows. Rowing on back. We're going to go ahead and give that a little bit of a break, but we're going to keep the band on our foot. I'm going to cross the handles, put my heel out to one side and bring it back in. I'm also going to make sure that I keep my handles of the band next to the base of my sternum, just extending out off to the side as best I can. And we're going to go ahead and do the same exercise, but on the opposite leg. We're going to go ahead and give that a bit of a break. The next exercise we're going to work on is an overhead pull apart. Holding our hands up as high as we can, preferably overhead if possible, and pulling right on apart. Giving that one a bit of a break, we're going to go ahead and work into some archery pulls. So I'm going to hold about half the length of the band, pull on back, let my arm come forward. We're going to go ahead and switch arms. Same exercise, working on those archery pulls. I'm imagining that I'm holding a bow in my right arm and pulling back on the arrow with my left. Giving that a rest. One last exercise that we'll be doing with our bands is popping it underneath our feet and working on some bicep curls. Giving that one a bit of a rest. What we're going to work on next are some tricep extensions. I'm going to go ahead and hold one hand on top of my knee. You do not have to turn in your chair if you don't want to. And the other by my pocket, and I'm just going to extend out at the elbow, isolating the triceps. We're going to go ahead and switch our hands. Again, turning in the chair. Kicking right on back. We're going to go ahead and give that a bit of a break. Setting these off to the side. We're going to go ahead and start with our cool down. First stretch we're going to go ahead and do is our sit and reach. If you can't reach your toes, that is perfectly fine. I'm just extending at the knee, getting one leg straight, and reaching towards it. We're going to go ahead and switch legs. From there, I'm going to give that a bit of a break. And we're going to go ahead and work on a hip stretch next. You can either cross your ankle down low if you have trouble getting your ankle up on top of your knee, but ideally you would be able to get your ankle up on top of your knee. And we're just going to cross over like that. One thing I would like to point out, my hand is just resting on my hip. I'm not pushing down, not trying to overstrain the joint in any one way or the other. If you're able to do this relatively comfortably, what we're going to do is having nice upright posture, and we're going to hinge forward at the hips, getting deeper into that stretch. Let me go ahead and give that a little bit of a break. I'm going to go ahead and do the same stretch on the opposite hip. Again, nice upright posture, not pushing down on anything, but I'm going to hinge forward again at the hip to deepen that stretch. Giving that a rest. Now I'm going to stretch out my right quadricep. I'm going to scoot over on my chair, making sure I hold on to the other side. I'm going to get this leg back behind myself and let that stretch out my quadriceps. Now, as an added little bonus, the option is also exists to bring one arm up and lean off to the side. If you've done my other videos, there's a good chance that you've seen this stretch before. It's one of my favorites for a reason. Giving that a rest, switching sides, arm up, off to the side, just like so. I'm going to go ahead and give that a rest. Next, I'm going to reach across my body and stretch out to the back of my shoulder. Switching arms. Giving that a rest. Last but not least, we're going to go ahead and stretch out our neck on each side. Switching sides. Giving that a rest. Thank you very much for taking part in my Sit to Fit class. I'll see you next time.